Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Sunday, September 19th, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 555 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. A doctor in Texas says he broke the law and performed an abortion. I can not just sit back and watch us return to 1972. Donald Trump Jr. mocks undercover law enforcement at D.C. rally that flopped. Larson wins at Bristol while Harvick and Elliott feud. Expert, violent images sent to victim's family is psychological terrorism. Texas tourists accused of roughing up hostess at Carmen's were racially profiled, attorney. McConnell was not shocked by Trump's 2020 loss, said there were so many Maylocks moments during his presidency. Book. Aquafina open to the conversation about her history of AAVEUs on screen. Woman sues her gynecologist of 9 years after discovering she's his biological daughter, lawsuit claims. The world's first atomic bomb causes rare cancers in New Mexico and no apologies for 76 years. A doctor from Oregon who said mask wearing can lead to carbon monoxide poisoning got his medical license revoked. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Apple's iOS 15 update arrives Monday, but you might not want to install it right away, CNET. Texas doctor claims state's new abortion law is illegal, says he has already violated it, Fox News. Australia had deep and grave concerns about French submarines' capabilities, PM says, CNN. Farrah Abraham looking at law schools after Harvard beef, including Yale, TMZ. Fears of U.S. government shutdown as debt ceiling game of chicken begins, The Guardian. SpaceX tourist trip to orbit ends with splashdown off Florida coast, Fox Business. Tomorrow's top 25 today, Penn State rises in college football rankings as top teams drop despite wins, CBS Sports. Buy a free iPhone 13 with trade-in at Verizon, T-Mobile and AT&T, what you need to know, CNET. Sean Clifford has parting message for Auburn band following Penn State win, Saturday tradition. Former SLCPD chief gives insight on Petito laundry investigation, Fox13now.com. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Trump angling to put in power election officials who could twist vote for him in 2024. Renegade cyber ninjas firm brazenly defies Senate demand for records in Arizona vote fraud. Fundamental right, defiant Texas doctor goes public about abortion he provided. SpaceX's first tourists splash down in the Atlantic off Florida. The world's largest tree at risk as California wildfires head toward giant sequoia groves. Paris Arc de Triomphe wrapped in fabric fulfilling Christo and Jean-Claude's 1961 vision. Angela Bassett's wax figure is so realistic people cannot tell which is which. FBI searches for Gabby Petito out west while Florida police hunt Fidang. Hundreds of migrating birds die after crashing into NYC buildings. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. 15-year-old girl W cancer receives horse's surprise. Woman records close encounter W alligator. Family says they moved after racist incidents. Grandma recovers from COVID, goes to game. Protesters, university is ignoring allegations. Dad and daughter share love of theater W students. Former co-workers remember fallen officer. Man walks across country in teddy bear suit for charity. U.S. Marshals arrest 2 and 14-year-olds death. Law enforcement pitches in for Special Olympics. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Emmy Awards 2021, Watch to Watch For. Israel captures last 2 Palestinian inmates still free after prison break. How accounting giants craft favorable tax rules from inside government. Alabama begins removing racist language from its constitution. A new COVID testing model aims to spare students from quarantine. The Murdaugh murders in South Carolina, what to know. Biden administration seeks to expand telehealth in rural America. In Nashville, rolling parties rage at every stoplight. Our generic drug supply is sick. Carl Nassib made history, but also a big play. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Illinois woman gets 75 years for murder of boyfriend's son, 4, judge calls her horrible pseudo-parent. Texas doctor claims state's new abortion law is illegal, says he has already violated it. Biloxi casino shooting leaves Mississippi man dead, Alabama man in custody. Shohei Ohtani HBP gets White Sox manager La Russa, pitcher rights suspended. Wisconsin-Minnesota SUV murders, second suspect nabbed in Arizona, report says. 4 Connecticut cops in Las Vegas crash, 1 dead, 1 facing DUI charge, reports. Murdaugh housekeeper's heirs are owed at least $3 more, lawyer claims. Dan Bongino raises questions about the Russia investigation's origins following first-degree indictment. Judge Janine slams Biden's botched Afghanistan drone strike, the U.S. stands guilty of killing civilians. Number 6 Clemson uses goal line stand to hold off Georgia Tech. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Sunday, September 19th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. The Great Escape, clever pup facilitates breakout from New Jersey doggy daycare. How to live beyond 100, centenarians reveal secrets to long life. 4th stimulus check, will you see another relief payment soon? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Jeff Powell, Jimmy Greaves was a grandmaster and the most feared goalscorer around in his day. Tottenham and England legend Jimmy Greaves MBE passes away aged 81. Furious Green MP Caroline Lucas says M25 protest was reasonable. Andrew Neil was about to be sacked by GB News before he walked out. Alok Sharma insists there is no immediate concern about gas supplies amid meat shortage fears. Thunderstorms are set to batter Britain today with 12 hours of downpours. Police arrest Brooklyn man, 32, caught kicking woman down Brooklyn escalator after an argument. Relatives of Afghan family killed by U.S. drone strike want compensation and resettlement in U.S. Policemen douse an elderly woman with pepper spray during Melbourne's anti-lockdown protests. Stately home in Kent now looks apartments and houses for sale. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Taliban, run Kabul municipality to female workers, stay home. Spanish island braces for possible earthquakes, eruption. In the cradle of the Syrian revolution, renewed violence shows reconciliation is still elusive. Last 2 escaped Palestinian prisoners recaptured after Israeli manhunt that threatened fresh violence. Australia says France knew it had deep and grave concerns about its submarines before U.S. deal. Gunmen kill constable protecting polio team in Pakistan. Indonesia retrieves most wanted militant's body from jungle. The world's tallest populace is shrinking, and scientists want to know why. Israeli army arrests last 2 of 6 Palestinian prison escapees. Why the French are so furious at the Biden administration over a derailed submarine deal. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. How leading thriller writer helped reveal plagiarism of Emmy Prize winner. They screwed up our lake. Tar sands pipeline is sucking water from Minnesota watersheds. Fears of U.S. government shutdown as debt ceiling game of chicken begins. Slow but steady has seen the EU win out in the vaccine race. Christian Porter takes appropriate action by quitting as minister, Scott Morrison says. Father to 15 children, but were any of Blue Star BB King's offspring his? We don't want people to be in a panic, says chief of Taliban morality police. Making waves in the Pacific, how Boris Johnson's global Britain went rogue. The big picture, standing out from the crowd in New Delhi, 1984. Sadella Marley, the mission is to spread Daddy's music to every corner of the earth. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Indonesia's most wanted militant killed in jungle shootout. Australia, France's recall of ambassador over subs regretful. Darkness pauses search of vast preserve for boyfriend of missing 22-year-old. 7 people injured in Honolulu by falling branch at huge tree. Watch, Notre Dame stable enough to begin rebuilding. Watch, prank fails as dog grabs knife instead of helping owner. Live, ABC News Live. Communists, observers report violations in Russian election. Fred Dakota, Native American gambling pioneer, dies at 84. Afghan survivors of errant U.S. drone strike seek probe. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Johannesburg Mayor Jaladi Matongo killed in car crash. AUKUS, French minister condemns US and Australia lies over security pact. Israel recaptures final Palestinian escapees. Migrants in Texas, thousands move to processing centers. Police outnumber protesters at right-wing Capitol rally. SpaceX, inspiration for amateur astronauts return to Earth after 3 days. Turkmenistan, getting COVID in a land where no cases officially exist. Ethiopia, fact-checking misleading images about hunger in Amhara. Emmy Awards 2021, 7 things to know ahead of the ceremony. Canada election, why it's easier to vote in Canada than the US. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Thousands of Haitians cross into US from Mexico. All civilian SpaceX crew returns to Earth. SpaceX landing, inspiration for crew of non-astronauts splashes down in Atlantic Ocean off Florida. Gabby Petito remains missing as authorities search vast Florida reserve for Frank Bryan laundry. KNP complex fire reaches giant forest inside Sequoia National Park, threatens world's largest tree. COVID racial disparities also affect kids, report says. Moderna vaccine protection staying especially strong, latest COVID-19 updates. We hope the U.S. can help us. Haitian migrants in Texas wait on border, seeking asylum. A Nebraska school says it was a lice check. Lakota people sent centuries of repressions. SpaceX inspiration for mission crew talks to St. Jude patients from space. Weightlifting, Geritol martinis, 100-year-old great-great-grandmother earns Guinness record. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Dozens of protesters gather for anti-vaccine rally in front of LA City Hall, no problems reported. The Central Valley gives California a recall rarity, a squeaker of a race. COVID-19 vaccination rates lag in younger Black and Latino residents in LA County. Wildfire reaches giant forest, fate of giant sequoias unknown. Los Angeles Police Department officers need COVID vaccine or negative coronavirus test to work overtime at big events. Critically ill COVID-19 patients waiting days for intensive care unit beds in Central California. A wave of armed robberies along Melrose Avenue highlights bigger problem. Column: LA's first responders are suing for the right to put themselves in public at risk. LA County juvenile halls are unsuitable for the confinement of youth, state board finds. Column 1, this feminist witch introduced California to goddess worship. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Sunday, September 19th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Slaughter of more than 1,400 dolphins in the Faroe Islands sparks condemnation worldwide. The planet has lost half of its coral reef since 1950. UAE, European Parliament votes to boycott UAE Expo in Dubai due to human rights issues. France to work with India to promote truly multilateral order. Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris will reopen in 2024, 5 years after disastrous fire. Vietnam government draws $113 ml and from COVID fund to buy 20 ml and doses from Pfizer. Afghan family ravaged by U.S. drone strike mistake wants headstones for the dead, and possible new life in America. As China's property giant Evergrande veers toward collapse, its unpaid debt spark protests. Conspiracy theorist caused more than 100,000 of damage by torching 5G mast, UK. SpaceX's first tourists homeward bound after 3 days in orbit. 3 poachers are sentenced to a combined 105 years in prison for killing 3 rhinos in South Africa. German election, 85,000 adults with disabilities can vote for the first time. Mossad assassinated Iran's chief nuke scientist with remote AI gun. Central Intelligence Agency warned kids were at scene of Kabul drone strike before missile hit. Mexican president pitches regional bloc similar to European Union. The next headlines are from Forbes. 1. ST Dibs and RH are going to square off in the lucrative market for antiques. It's time for the Boston Celtics' Jason Tatum to enter the MVP debate. NYC restaurant hostess gets attacked after asking for COVID-19 vaccination proof. Blackpink's Lisa scores the biggest music video in the world with Lalisa, and it wasn't a close race. Move over Newt Rockne, here comes Brian Kelly. Injures mount as San Francisco 49ers seek revenge against Philadelphia Eagles. CEO of CBD company applies CPG learning to drive innovation. Former child star and The Lucy Show co-star Jimmy Garrett dies at 66. Here's what we know about Gabby Petito's disappearance, and what we don't. The retail workforce is about to go through some radical changes. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,732,478,517 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. How to watch the 2021 Emmy Awards. Director Inspiria Nouveau on Camila comes out tonight. What's changed in Argentina? Dune and No Time to Die set China release dates, confirming entry to world's largest film market. La Claquita to produce animated gender violence survivor story Bella exclusive. Watch the trailer for San Sebastian new director's Player Hilda short summer exclusive. Leslie Lincoln elected President of Directors Guild of America. Pearl Jam debuts 6 new songs at first show in 3 years. Kenneth Branagh's Belfast wins TIFF People's Choice Award. Marion Cotillard on the Me Too movement, it's a true revolution. The Eyes of Tammy Faye production designer embrace decadence to build Tammy Faye's world. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Celebrate the end of summer with Monday's harvest moon. Inspiration 4 crew returns to Earth, splashing down in the Atlantic off Florida coast. Another flight has left Kabul's airport, this time with 28 U.S. citizens on board. Biden administration plans mass deportation of Haitian migrants in Del Rio, Texas. HS Trailblazer is suing the Netflix over her portrayal in The Queen's Gambit. Security forces kill Indonesia's most wanted militant in a jungle shootout. Survivors of a U.S. drone strike in Kabul want an investigation and compensation. Hundreds rally in support of Capitol riot suspects amid heightened police presence. Police are now looking for a missing woman's boyfriend in a wildlife reserve. Should the Lewinsky affair define Bill Clinton? Asked the writer of FX's impeachment. The following headlines are from The Week. Why doctors don't think vaccine skeptics' acceptance of a helpful COVID-19 treatment is sufficient. Central Intelligence Agency reportedly warned military about civilian presence just seconds before missile hit in Kabul. GOP's Kinzinger tells silent colleagues the time for hiding is over in fight against Trump. Rally in support of January 6 rioters draws sparse crowd in D.C. France's anger at U.S., UK, Australia over defense deal may not die down quickly. No reason for optimism that Taliban's ban on girls' education will end, human rights analyst warns. 7 painfully funny cartoons about America's endless vaccine fights. Facebook's monstrous empire. 6 Spanish revival homes. Is the CFA exam worth it? The next headlines are from Universe Today. ExoMars will be drilling 1.7 meters to pull its samples from below the surface of Mars. Finally, an answer to why gamma rays are coming from seemingly empty space. Astronaut blood and urine could help build structures on the moon. Perseverance has already detected over 300 dust devils and vortices on Mars. Astronauts have used bacteria to extract useful metals out of rocks. If aliens are out there, we'll meet them in a few 100 million years. These are the news headlines for today, Sunday, September 19th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Planets are born in cosmic organic soups. The next news is from Politico. Biden gets a slap down for U.S. climate finance frugality. French ambassador likens submarine deal cancellation to treason. France recalls ambassadors to U.S., Australia over submarine spat. Lawyers, race and money, Illinois messy weed experiment. Battle over Biden's massive child care bill takes new turn with virus. D.C. rally backing January 6 riot defendants draws meager turnout. Bill Clinton tried to avoid the DOMA trap Republicans set. Instead, he trapped himself. 2 of Newsom's children test positive for COVID-19. Super PAC hits Parnell on protective orders requested by wife. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Live Brownlow 2021, Bontempelli well placed after round 8, AFL boss plea to Australia, get vaccinated. Brownlow 2021, all the looks from the red carpet. Victoria v New South Wales, how does the road map differ? Going to be very difficult, business disappointed at slow road ahead. Australian on death row for smuggling half a ton of crystal meth released. Foxtel prepares for launch of third streaming service ahead of investor strategy pitch. Milking penalties could decide grand final, stars admit. 4 points, the grand final assistants who could coach Carlton, ditch the bye, Tigers smart call. Successful deterrence, why AUKUS is good news for Taiwan. COVID secrecy could spell disaster for apartment residents. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Next Avenue, bored and stuck in your job, here's the secret to being happy at work. Outside the box, why this fund combination is better than the S&P 500. Student debt is keeping many Americans from becoming homeowners, and COVID didn't help. Deep dive, Wall Street sees as much as 70% upside for these highly rated energy stocks in rally mode. Retire better, when it comes to retirement security we're, no 17. Brett Aaron's ISRA, 5 things everyone should know about Social Security. How long might it take to resolve the Epic Apple case? Expect a legal marathon. Newswatch, this brewing fight in Congress could boost gold and zinc stocks over the next 2 weeks. The Escape Home, what's next for the real estate market? We asked the chief economist at the National Association of Realtors. Financial crime, CFO of high-end shoe company embezzled $30 million in failed bid to woo TV news anchor, now he's going to jail. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Give well, live into your own legacy, Tyler Morning Telegraph. U.S. Embassy failures, COVID-19 travel restrictions, keep attorney working on COVID-19 technology out of United States, IPWatchdog.com. Little-known characters in America, Charles Martin Hall, Journal-Gazette and Times Courier. The next headlines are from Quartz. It's time to relaunch your remote team. African genomics, central bank digital currencies, China DRC suspensions. Ports are a mess but shipping company profits are at record highs. As France launches an even better high-speed train, why is the US still so behind? Why is Pfizer advertising a vaccine that gets plenty of free promotion? Los Angeles County is finally shedding its big oil roots. Why an Emmy nomination for Netflix's Indian matchmaking is problematic. Weekend brief, food delivery is getting spicy. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. This week in Tech Dirt history, September 12-18th. Judge in Scouts BSA trademark case says he's going to rule in Scouts BSA's favor on summary judgment. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. SpaceX. Boise State football. UCLA football. UFC fight night. Utah football. Full moon. Karen Civil. Penn State. Justice for J6. Tribune Chapter 2. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Not all terrorists, Boxer con furious at disgusting American Airlines after being booted off flight in face mask row. Bitcoin's power consumption for 2021 has already surpassed the whole of 2020, study. China's cash-strapped developer Evergrande starts repaying wealth product investors with property. Israeli forces catch last 2 Gilboa prison escapees after 2-week manhunt. Earning his tough guy points, UFC fighter Clark defies horrific damage to teeth as he somehow finishes bout, graphic. Make elections attractive again, popular Russian Instagram influencer launches voting pageant as country heads to polls, photos. Cancel culture victim Corano accused of spouting dumb SHT after she compares vaccine passports to the start of the HIV epidemic. Thanks, comrades. U.S. Southcom amuses Twitter followers with pics celebrating U.S. Air Force birthday featuring Russian warplanes. Russian gold production dips slightly, silver output grows. U.S. Navy test launches 2 life-extended Trident II ballistic missiles amid row over nuclear-powered sub deal with Australia. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Kadish, is it puppeteers or puppets in control in Washington? Forget 5G, China leads the 6G charge. Wokeness, an evil of our age. France still seething, warns Australia over huge mistake in defense deal with US. The rise and fall of 9mm ammo prices during COVID, what's next? California policymakers suddenly agree with Trump that controlled burns make forests more resilient. Debunking Biden's claim we must protect the vaccinated from the unvaccinated. Taby, does America hate the poorly educated? Hospital staff that decline COVID vaccine for religious reasons must attest to also swearing off Tylenol, Tums, and other common meds. U.S. will push more Arab states to normalize with Israel. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Pro-Putin party heads for Russian parliamentary election win. Spoons become a new symbol of Palestinian resistance. Dueling Tunisian protests erupt over president's power grab. Israel carries out mass arrests of Palestinians after jailbreak. Indonesia police kill ISIL-linked leader in Sulawesi shootout. Hong Kong few select powerful new Patriots-only committee. Satellite images show Korea expanding Yongbyon nuclear facility. Last 2 escaped Palestinian prisoners surrender to Israel forces. Space tourists come back to Earth after 3 days in orbit. France accuses Australia, US of lying over submarine deal. The next headlines are from Breitbart. AOC's tax the rich dress designer in debt to the IRS. Southern California rattled by 4.3 magnitude earthquake. Kamala Harris tosses coin at college football game as border implodes. Kansas boy submits bug at state fair, ignites federal investigation. Pinkerton, Democrats confront the mysteries of Afghanistan as they run interference for Biden's debacle. Nolte, anti-vaxxers hype benign transmission numbers as proof vax doesn't work. Video, cop searching vast preserve for Brian Laundrie, bow of missing Gabby Petito. Report, police chief paid a woman $50 to let him rape her 17-year-old relative. TV networks spotlight border chaos, and DHS changes policy. Afghan survivors of failed U.S. drone strike, sorry is not enough. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Arkansas researchers find potential cause of long-haul COVID-19 symptoms. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Brilliant Bruce the disabled parrot uses pebbles to clean himself with broken beak, something never before observed. Mars rover grabs first rock sample, a truly historic moment and major step in hunt for alien life. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Sunday, September 19th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Gavin Newsom abolishes single-family zoning in California. Family of man who beheaded wife ordered to pay 8 cows. The scientist and the AI-assisted, remote control killing machine. A woman accepted $50 from West Virginia police chief so he could rape her 17-year-old relative, feds say. Samuel Adams' new beer is illegal in 28 states, here's why. Woman tied to dog dragged to death by San Francisco train. Teen, 15, gets USB cable stuck inside his member trying to measure length. Indiana man called 911 over and over to say he was tired. Man returns bottles from 1913 for deposit and 108 years of interest in Pennsylvania. Trinidad and Tobago debunks Nicki Minaj's claim of testicle side effects in press conference. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Here's why the fast internet you pay for is sometimes slow as hell. Computer vision can help spot cyber threats with startling accuracy. Kickstart your foray into game development with this expert-led training bundle on sale. UK's first shared cargo bike scheme launches in London. What the hell is that weird flashing from the center of the galaxy? The following headlines are from Science Daily. Yeast and bacteria together biosynthesize plant hormones for weed control. Infants exposed to domestic violence have poorer cognitive development. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Sunday, September 19th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Number 23 Bayou grinds out win over number 19 Arizona State. Former Corner Canyon star Dart propels USC to 45-14 victory over Washington State. State colleges, Miller leads Southern Utah past Tarleton State. Cam Rising replaces Charlie Brewer, but Utah football falls to San Diego State in Triple OT. Utah State rallies late to beat Air Force for third win, 49-45. Memorial celebrates Utah Marine who died in Afghanistan. Former Utah lawmaker plans to build a luxury golf course in the desert, and locals are not pleased. Protesters in Salt Lake City decry vaccine and mask mandates. Utah Republican leaders rage about proposed federal COVID-19 vaccine mandate. FDA panel endorses Pfizer booster for elderly or high-risk individuals. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Is 2021 the year of the Linux desktop? What happened after El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as legal currency? SpaceX's while tourist crew safely splashes back down to Earth. Report, Boeing official expected to face criminal charges over fatal Boeing 737 MAX issues. Boston Dynamics Spot becomes a robotic watchdog for Hyundai. Mozilla experiment, set default search engine to Bing for 1% of Firefox users. Is Python about to become the most popular programming language? FDA approves human clinical trials of a possible CRISPR-based HIV cure. Global computing's carbon footprint is bigger than previously estimated. Richard Stallman shares his concerns about GitHub's Copilot, and about GitHub. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Vaccines in your salad, scientists growing medicine-filled plants to replace injections. Missouri man who taught in China sentenced for sexual exploitation. Open container law diverts millions from Missouri roads. First family of Afghan refugees arrive in Kansas City, no. Trickle of protesters at D.C. rally outnumbered by media, police. St. Louis City Police to enforce curfew violations for juveniles. Fox Files, North St. Louis County residents concerned about monkeys moving into neighborhood. Balloons in the Great Forest Park balloon race most likely will head west Saturday afternoon. 49th Annual Great Forest Park balloon race set to take off Saturday afternoon. Remove Cherokee Street statue to serve as learning tool at Arts Center. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. San Diego Bay Fair back on water after 2-year postponement. Padres Machado screams at Tatis in dugout after ump dispute. 2 children found after going missing in El Cajon, police. Top female surfers compete in showcase for women in action sports. Live blog, Haitian migrants also arriving in Reynosa as Del Rio deals with its surge. Vaccines in your salad, scientists growing medicine-filled plants to replace injections. Woman stabbed while walking through park in San Isidro. Moderna vaccine is most effective against hospitalization from COVID-19, CDC study finds. Certainly a twist, agents search in Wyoming for Gabby Petito, in Florida for fiancé Brian Laundrie. Slight bump in hospitalizations as county reports 733 new cases of COVID-19. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Army discloses official name for its new extended-range cannon. Israel integrates Barak MX interceptors on its newest corvettes. Future USS Frank E. Peterson Jr. completes acceptance trials. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Sunday, September 19, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Mourners in California honor 3 Marines killed in Afghanistan. Police arrest 4 in connection to smash and grab robbery at Fairmont Mall. Massive San Francisco sideshow caught on camera. San Francisco police investigate 2 overnight homicides. Grand jury indicts 2 California officers fired for beating black teen. California wildfires make run toward giant sequoia groves. Magnitude 3.2 earthquake strikes San Ramon. All lanes reopen following motorcycle crash on Bay Bridge. Police, Grease actor arrested after throwing plates, food at deputies in restaurant. Disney World comments on video of boy tipping his hat for costumed princesses, this is adorable. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Tanner McKee scores 3 TDs as Stanford beats Vanderbilt 41-23. Duke starts fast, holds off Northwestern in second half, 30-23. Number 10 Penn State holds on to wideout number 22 Auburn 28-20. San Diego State blows lead, holds off Utah 33-31 in Triple OT. Shuff, Texas Tech shakeoff slow start to down FIU 54-21. Calhoun, Varsho key 3-run 10th, Arizona beats Houston, 6-4. Grammar Moses, for Pete's sake, you can start a sentence with a conjunction. Facts matter, no one's cutting off Biden's mic, and a portion of a video attributed to Pelosi was faked. We have a voice, 2nd annual Mexican Independence Day caravan a big success in Elgin. Cancelled in 2020, Elk Grove's hometown parade surges back with more meaning. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Peter 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Sunday, September 19th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Atlantic remains active, no threat to Gulf. Scattered storms Sunday, fall front expected next week. HPD investigating triple shooting at Southeast Houston apartment complex. Haitians on Texas border undeterred by U.S. plan to expel them. Gold-plated pistol found during drug bust in Port Arthur. Killer High, The Silent Crisis. Gabby Petito, timeline of everything we know about her disappearance. Crews rush to restore power in Lake Jackson 5 days after Hurricane Nicholas. Heavy police presence as protesters trickle in for D.C. rally. Search continues for Houston woman who has been missing for 2 weeks. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Australia says France knew of grave submarine concerns. The latest, Taliban to female Kabul city workers, stay home. 2 Afghans who trekked to France have lessons for evacuees. Same goal, different paths, US, EU seek max vaccine rates. Voters choose new Hong Kong electors under pro-Beijing laws. Emmys vow a good time after bleak year, Crown may rule. Question mark, here's why Taiwanese eat pomelos during Mid-Autumn Festival. Exclamation point, top 3 must-visit destinations in Yunlin revealed. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, are we really headed toward Beamageddon? Expect gridlock when UN General Assembly convenes next week. Several Ida flooded Queens residents thought FEMA would make them whole. It's not that simple. Sheriff's deputies impound 54 vehicles in Brooklyn traffic camera enforcement operation. 15 years ago, a doctor blew up his Upper East Side townhouse. At council hearing, divided views on whether commercial rent regulation will bolster city's economy. Lou Reed's archive to become major NYPL exhibit with Lou Reed, quote between the twisted stars. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Struggling economies, widening inequality and millions vulnerable, the urgent need for vaccine equity. UN chief message to world leaders, wake up, change course, unite. Giant eco-friendly artwork set to inspire world leaders during the UN General Assembly. Indigenous peoples in Mexico defend their right to water. From the field, Haiti's grueling post-quake road to recovery. First person, a life dedicated to indigenous rights in Brazil. Bugle speeds up moves towards authoritarianism in El Salvador. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. What is copypasta? Do COVID-19 vaccines make you infertile? Is this an authentic photo of a psychedelic-colored grasshopper? Did ALF predict a global pandemic would occur in 2020? Did Kansas City Zoo give resident gorilla a blood transfusion? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The Texas abortion ban is also an attack on men. The mastermind behind Bin Laden's escape is back, with his own Taliban army. SpaceX's motley crew proves they have the right stuff. I was set up. Alex Murdaugh's alleged shooter says he's just the fall guy in suicide plot. Capitol rioters' pity party played the Nazi card, of course. Did Van Life boyfriends vanish in gator-infested wilderness? Ousted magazine mogul has a new venture, and influencers are torn. Vanicream face cleanser is my gentle skincare dream. The island with an ancient history that explains the world. The forgotten master who transformed America's most iconic spaces. The next headlines are from the New York Post. New Haven cop charged with killing fellow officer in Vegas DUI crash. Indiana man repeatedly calls 911 to report he's tired, complain about relatives. Indiana cop shot after gunfight erupts during welfare check. Texas rep slams response to migrant surge at border. Mets Carlos Carrasco's strong start derailed by finger injury. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Inspiration 4 crew returns to Earth after historic flight. SpaceX's Inspiration 4 mission returns safely from orbit. Officials urge killing of invasive spotted lanternfly. Busy day in orbit for SpaceX's all-civilian crew. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 7 injuries by falling tree branch in Honolulu. Romanian soccer players pose with stray dogs before matches to encourage pet adoption. As NYC builds out green infrastructure, some brace for unintended consequences. French slackliner walks across rope suspended 230 feet above ground from Eiffel Tower to Chaillot Theater. SpaceX tourists make a splash as they return to Earth safely. Police arrest man in connection with a fatal shooting at a casino in Mississippi. French minister decries duplicity in U.S. submarine deal. U.S. ramps up plan to expel Haitian migrants gathered in Texas. Fire officials watching weather as Paradise and Colony wildfires merge into one, reaching giant forest in Sequoia National Park. Cops flood Capitol Hill for right-wing protest over January 6, about 400 protesters show. The following headlines are from military.com. Navy doing deep-sea search for sailors' remains, helicopter. France says Australia a submarine deal huge mistake. Boeing to build Navy aircraft at Mid-America, invest $200 M. USS John S. McCain heads to new home port in Washington after momentous 24 years in Japan. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Missing swimmer found dead in Lake Michigan, while mother, daughter and Good Samaritan rescued in Evanston. Murder suspect took part in scheme to harass motorists during back-of-the-yard slaying, prosecutors say. 4 shot Saturday, including toddler, police say. 19-year-old DePaul student stabbed in Northside robbery. Chicago Bears legend Steve Mongo McMichael accepts first ever ALS Courage Award at Soldier Field. One of these days, we'll cure this. Photos, ALS Walk for Life honors Chicago Bears legend Steve Mongo McMichael. Charges pending for suspect who stabbed man on North Side. 5 dead, at least 10 wounded in city shooting since Friday afternoon, police say. Moon Festival in Chicago. Peaceful and responsible Mexican Independence Day celebrations urged as city officials announce rolling street closures in South Loop, downtown. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Trailblazing tourist trip to orbit ends with splashdown. Iceland's volcanic eruption the longest in half a century. What life is like aboard the SpaceX Dragon capsule. U.S. firefighters optimistic over world's biggest tree. California wildfires burn into groves of giant sequoia trees. Tom Cruise gets sneak preview from SpaceX's first private crew. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Sunday, September 19th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. All the buzz about bee venom, and more. A brief history of the Gump-Chimpanzee War. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Gunmen release 10 Nigerian students after collecting ransom. Tropical storm Peter forms over the Atlantic Ocean. Starkle's 2TD passes help San Jose Street beat Hawaii 17-13. Australia says France knew of grave submarine concerns. Hainer lifts Fresno State to 40-37 upset of number 13 UCLA. UC Davis runs for 380 yards, 6 TDs, beats Dixie Street 60-27. Purdy throws for 3 TDs, number 14 Iowa State routes UNLV 48-3. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horoscope September 19, 2021, Jimmy Fallon, Assess Your Life. Bridge, September 19, 2021. Word Game, September 19, 2021. San Jose State survives final play, wins in Hawaii. Saturday Night 5, Black Saturday for the Pac-12 as the South collapses, unbeatens fall, bad losses mount and chaos descends. Ask Amy, I had a problem with his girlfriend, and now he won't speak to me. Dear Abby, do I get these messages just because I still look cute? James Caprillion delivers in return to rotation, A's beat Angels with 2-out rally. SF Giants get Alex Wood back, bullpen shuts down Braves. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. SpaceX tourists splash down after trailblazing trip to orbit. Audit finds electronic tolls overbilled Maryland drivers. Justice for J6 rally falls short of attendance expectations, security threats. The Barbecue King, British royals praise Philip's deft touch. Bennett, Hickenlooper accused of doing nothing to stop BLM HQ from leaving Colorado. All useless, Justice for J6 attendance blast Republicans for skipping event. Police, men with gun arrested at Justice for J6 rally. U.S. Border Patrol hires civilians to free up agents for field. The next headlines are from The Intercept. New evidence of corruption at EPA Chemicals Division. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Sunday, September 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Tow truck driver attempting to provide service fatally shot in Englewood, police. Man shot and critically wounded driving in Jefferson Park. 5 seriously wounded in South Austin shooting, police. 2 wounded in Bronzeville shooting. Woman critically injured in hit and run in Bronzeville. 15-year-old girl among 2 shot in West Englewood. Horoscope for Sunday, September 19, 2021. News comeback comes up short at Duke. Lance Lynn has given White Sox all they have wanted. Riot Fest Day 3 reviews, Run the Jewels, Vic Mensa, Rise Against, Go Galbodello, Guar, Les Avi Fave. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Who is SS Randhawa, front runner for Punjab CM post? Corona letter, does vaccination affect periods? Hero working to introduce retro-styled Harley. MG Astor first impression, hits and misses. Gujarat seizes Iranian boat with Rs 250 cr drugs. Foreign tourists may be allowed to visit India soon. How to find Aadhaar number or enrollment ID online. Apple iPhone 13, price cut for older iPhones and more. 10 books Satya Nadella and Jeff Bezos recommend. How Amrinder Singh lost perception battle. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Sunday, September 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, see Van Gogh the immersive experience. Eric Clapton's show at Toyota Center was one of the most relaxed, laid-back concerts ever. The next headlines are about world records making news. Mexican man holds the Guinness World Record for having the world's largest collection of Disney's cars, the Hunt's India. Dog and cat joint was to ride scooter 2-bag world record. Watch amusing video, Hindustan Times. Kerala girls to set world record by singing national anthems of 193 countries, Mathrubhumi English. Strongman Sheikh Iron Bibi Sanu sets new log lifting world record, wide world of sports. Get off the iPad. Why the Guinness Book of World Records still keeps kids off electronic devices. Daily Mail. Vancouver Island man aims to set new Guinness World Record standard for burpees. Campbell River Mirror. Vitamir Mirisic breaks Guinness World Record by walking underwater for 4 minutes. Total Croatia News. A Canadian teen is officially the tallest in the world. News. Daily Hive. Canadian operator sets world record for longest electric bus trip. Bus and Motor Coach News. Runners embark on 250 kilometers journey to create world record GPS artwork. The Irish News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Leica heads to Wildwood for its next stop-motion movie. Tesla to reverse massive price hikes for some solar roof customers, court document shows. Spot has a new gig as a robo-guard dog. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 wouldn't work without its quiet, contemplative opening. Biden administration says IPCC does not present sufficient cause to end offshore drilling. Eternal's Kit Harington is either naive or lying. Newest from a single Bitcoin transaction is like throwing away 2 iPhone 12 minis. Elon Musk, the man who almost never meets deadlines, says Starlink will come out of beta phase next month. Epic was warned about a large security flaw before its data leaked. Our favorite scary scenes from non-horror films. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Abadan in Iran at 116.24 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Concordia in Antarctica at minus 93.28 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 69.6 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. A new app helps Iranians hide messages in plain sight. Google is getting caught in the antitrust net. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump thought about painting his own plane the way he thought Air Force One should look. Woodward Book. Joe Arpaio considering launching third attempt at political comeback in small Arizona town. Arizona cops blow $130K in marijuana money on muscle cars to reduce impaired driving, report. Teen leaps to death as 80 NYC firefighters respond to kitchen fire, report. Our state literally shrunk. Alabama makes history as deaths outnumber births in 2020. New discoveries chip away at myths about Viking shipbuilding. There's a big problem with religious exemptions from vaccines. The cancer of money in our politics gives a thumbs up for corporations to kill more of America. Trump-loving megachurch pastor declares there is no credible religious argument against vaccines. GOP officials ripped as cowards by Justice for J6 rally attendees. They're all useless. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Your favorite toilet paper may be making climate change worse. Conservative Baptist pastor sees no credible religious argument against vaccines. Exhausted restaurant workers now face the risk of vicious anti-vaxxers. Biden decides Haitian migrants at US-Mexico border will promptly be sent home. US and Europe pledge to slash methane emissions by 30%. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Book review, author speaks on behalf of the plants in this intellectual romp, Fredericksburg.com. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. A zero suicide goal requires a reimagining of inpatient care, James Moore. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Sunday, September 19, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Alien encounters will be discussed by Air Force veterans on Coast to Coast AM this Sunday. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Sunday, September 19th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.